Hello to my Leos. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading, Leos. All right, Leos, Leos, Leos. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back, Leos. This reading is for the 10th of May through the 17th/18th of May. For those of you all who like to keep dates and keep up with, the dates of the readings. Yep, let's get right into it. Let's get right on into it. Let's get into it. All right, Leos, this is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Don't forget to set an intention for yourselves each day. I start each day with a positive attitude. That's right. Start each day with a positive attitude. The reason I say that is because it's cool to know these moon phases, because we have a full flower moon on the 12th in Scorpio. So we're coming up on a moon in Scorpio, but before that it's in Libra. So if you're starting feeling a little bit more imaginative, determined, ambitious, emotional, and idealistic, great. You've landed on the light side of the moon in Scorpio. But if you or other people that you're around, you're noticing they're more obstinate, secretive, jealous, resentful, or domineering, it could be them or other people that they are around, right? How a moon in Scorpio could help you as a fire sign in particular is that it actually emphasizes your compelling personality, your vitality, and your drive for success, right? So Scorpio rules the 8th house. 8th house is all about, 8 is a karmic number, right? So if you've been a part of karmic relationships in the past, that could bring out the darkness in them. Anything around sex and anything around money. 8 is the death card. Scorpio is the death card. But it's also attached to judgment. And judgment is Pluto. Pluto is currently retrograde. And then, so slow down. Find out what your sign is in Pluto. And also 8th house. Because remember, you all rule 5th house. 5th house is where you let your inner child come out and play, right? But some people may be very immature, and so they could be still holding on, trying to keep you chained to something through by any means necessary in a very unhealthy karmic way. So karmic way, somebody may not have resolved something in their spirit as far as you're concerned. And if they can't get through you, they'll try to get through someone that's connected to you, like your kids or parents, anybody who either doesn't believe in this kind of stuff or anybody whose mood is low. Remember, the moon has an affinity with water. So all those type of energies need is to connect with anybody whose moon is low, their water is low, their energy is low. So if your body is telling you to get rest, this is where you take off the super person cape, get rest, because source may be trying to download some energy, some messages into you. You don't want energy harvesting energies, people harvesting your energy. It's energy harvesting by definition refers to unauthorized or unconscious draining of a person's spiritual, emotional, or life force energy, often by people, environments, or even unseen entities, right? So I'm trying to make sure, like I said, start each day with a positive day, and please, please, please pull the birth chart of everybody that's connected. Like if you have a house full of kids, or your kids going off to college, or they got to go off to school, know exactly how to pour into them, because what I picked up on prior to pulling your reading and just praying over, the collective community's cards, Leo, was that when that moon moves through Scorpio, because 8 is a karmic number, you may still have some karmic relationships that's not ready to let you go, around something around money or around your relationships, right? So I don't know what's going on in everybody's life right now, but let's see if we can get some messages from your ancestors. We're not trying to make this too long, but try to get the message out, and to try to help you to protect your loved ones, you and your loved ones. Yeah. Also keep in mind Saturn return too. Saturn return is about big major life changes, like people moving, going off to college, getting married, like major life changes. Y'all know what major life changes are. It happens every 29 and a half years. And so you don't have to be 29.5 years old. You could just be going through a major life change where it's a cycle that ending. A cycle ends meaning that somebody could be leaving home and starting going somewhere else, and they might not have the most positive attitude about something, maybe because there are people who are maybe bullying them, or so you see how everything is aligning, like lining up to try to help you. So signs of spiritual energy harvesting. Let's get a message. Somebody's ex was on an assignment. See, that's what I'm talking about. Somebody's ex was on an assignment. Listen, y'all see me shuffling these cards. This reading is going to be something else. Yeah, somebody's trying to get you boxed in. They're trying to get you boxed in. Yeah, your next love interest will make you happier. So somebody's still trying to keep you chained to them. I don't know if he's single or with your person. Some of you all are with your person. The curse is now broken. So somebody couldn't get through you, so they're going to try to get through somebody that's, yeah, don't return their call. So somebody couldn't, I knew it. Somebody couldn't get through you, Leo. So they're trying to get through somebody that you love who may be at a, where there's a chain being broken, meaning that they're going through a Saturn return themselves where they are leaving home, or that could mean that they're getting married, starting a new life, starting a new job, you know, something where it would end a cycle. Maybe they're moving out of the house for the first time. Maybe, you know, like y'all, major life changes. Divorce, that's a major life change. If somebody died, that's a major life change. Y'all know what I'm saying? When a cycle has ended, anything that has ended, where somebody maybe met with like in that in between state, your peace is paramount. That's what I'm talking about. Your peace is paramount. Prepare for an increase in pay. So you don't have time to pay other energies attention, right? You're not paying them attention. You have an increase in pay coming across your path. Your ancestors have a message, right? Somebody's not happy without you. I'm telling y'all, it's coming through real strong. You're healing from the pain that they caused you. They're in a crisis. Yeah. So when people are desperate, they turn to desperate measures. And that's by any means necessary. Who can they harvest energy from? One yes from God is all that you need, Leos. One yes from God is all you need. So somebody may be on the cusp of entering into a new relationship or something, but remember, life is lifing out here in these earthly streets. Whatever it is you're going through, just in your life, make sure everybody around you is covered. Stay prayed up. I'm talking about you, your kids, parents, all of that. Because if they feeling low, that's exactly who these energy harvesters are trying to come through. So a sign of spiritual energy harvesting is sudden fatigue, or after interfacing with someone, right? It's like an energy vampire. Is feeling drained in a certain place or around specific people. It's also emotional volatility that doesn't feel like your own, right? Nightmares, sleep paralysis, or waking up exhausted. Also feeling like your creative or healing energy is being siphoned, like somebody's trying to steal something from you. You can't even feel like you can't even create. That's what I'm telling you. If you have an opportunity to get your rest, take off the cape, shut everything down, go get your rest, because Source may be trying to download a message through to you. So common sources would be energy vampires. Those are people, individuals who constantly demand attention, drama, or sympathy. It's also toxic environments, places with heavy emotional residue or low vibrational energy. Also spiritual attachments or entities, meaning negative spirits or astral beings that latch onto energy fields. And also group rituals or manipulative systems, institutions or collectives that harness collective energy for control. So how to protect yourselves. So this is a good part, because I know somebody's like, I just want to know how to protect myself. Yeah, through prayer, right? Through prayer, right? And also through, obviously prayer to Most High God. Prayer to Most High God, right? If you have a particular psalm or scripture that you feel like, you're staying prayed up, whatever you feel like you need to. But sometimes you just got to know the information first, right? You just got to put the name to it, so you can call it out and you can add it to your prayers. right? Protect me from energy vampires, protect me from toxic environments, protect me from spiritual attachments or entities, protect me and my family from group rituals or manipulative systems. Like, you need those prayers, right? So how do you protect yourself? You protect yourself through daily energy cleansing. That's salt baths, sound healing, smudging or visualization, white golden light. Shielding practices is another one. You want to visualize protective energy, mirrors, armor or light fields. You can also do cord cutting ceremonies as spiritual rituals to release energy cords or draining people or entities. You can also do grounding techniques, spending time in nature, walking barefoot, or doing breath work. You can also do calling back your energy. Say aloud, I call back all my power and energy from all timelines, people, and places that do not serve my highest good, and seal it. However you seal it. However you seal it. Let's get into your reading. Like I said, I've already prayed over your card. Let's see what's going on. Start each day with a positive attitude. Start each day with a positive attitude. All right, Ace of Swords. Yeah. So you can stay clear-headed. Source needs you clear-headed because you made a decision to cut ties with someone. You have made a clear decision to cut ties with an energy, and people feel like they can't get through you. They can't get to you. They can't get through other people because you made a decision to cut ties with someone. They were trying to make you feel like, oh, this person needs saving, but you realize at some point you can't save people. You can lead people to water, but you can't force them to drink it. And so somebody says, okay, well, if I can't come through, let me tell what you're talking about. Let me help you with somebody. So if you cut ties, for instance, with an ex and you have kids with them, and they you feel like, okay, your kids need saving from them, then they'll harvest the energy through your kids, right? So you may start noticing that your kids don't have the most positive attitude because they've been harvesting their energy, siphoning their energy, depositing that toxicity into them. So their spirit don't even seem the same. And they don't have to physically be near them, just so we're crystal clear, through astral projection or even remote viewing, right? Even through remote viewing, right? So you could feel like, oh my God, I need to save my kids. And some of the things that you can do, pull their birth chart, find out what their moon sign is, how to pour into themselves. So remember, Scorpio is a water sign, but it deals with such a depth of emotions around money, and that would be also including self-worth, and also relationships with people. So and that's why, again, I put information about bullying on my channel as well, that you're helping them to flush out all of those toxins in their spirit so they can quickly identify who to get away from, like who to move on from, so they don't feel like they're walking around with the weight of the world on their shoulders, including adults. Right here we have Three of Wands here, so teamwork. So it looks like somebody is definitely working with two other people. They're working to team up on you. It's three of them working together. They feel like T is a fire sign that could be leading something. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Fire is about action. So somebody could be military. So somebody could be could know a lot about. They could be talking to someone who knows a lot about remote viewing, which is military. Yeah. So they feel like, okay, teamwork can make the dream work. So they could be coming through someone's dream state. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If they feel like, okay, you've cut ties with someone, okay, how can they remote view through you? How can they remote view through your dream state, right? So here's the thing. Yeah, here we have Hangman, right? So you're very wise. You're very wise. You made a lot of sacrifices, and so have your ancestors, so that you can be where you are today. That is your justification for keeping your vibrations high, right? Here's a devil card. We know that the devil plays tricks on people's mind. This is another way that you protect your energy. Find out what your temptations are. Find out what your family's temptations are. This is where everybody has to be completely transparent and honest with each other. If your demons are food, overindulgence in food or sex or whatever the demons are, everybody needs to be completely transparent with each other. And if you're feeling some kind of way, Here's healthy ways to pour into yourselves, because that's exactly how these energies are trying to come in. Somebody feels some kind of way about you cutting them off or cutting ties. It's almost like a person is losing access. Think about remote viewing, right? If a person physically lives in your home, they can view you and report back. Like if you had kids, they like little spies, and they can report back if they're going back, physically going between homes, right? If you got elderly parents that's going in between homes, they can physically view. But, or if it's an organization, they can plant people, even if you live in an apartment building, to listen in on your phone calls. Those kind of, like listening to like through vents and that kind of stuff, it gets crazy. I'm telling y'all, it gets real crazy when people are just like stalking, gang stalking type of energy, right? And so if it's remote, it's because somebody feels like they don't have any access to you. Like for real, if they were to call you, you would just hang up the phone, because you've already at a high frequency. You're so clear-headed and going back through your memories that's not an energy, and there's two sides of it. You don't need to hear their side of it. You've already closed it out. You're too high vibrational for that. So if they can't get through somebody in a physical viewing of you, then somebody has to do it through remote viewing. So somebody is talking about travel or some kind of expansion, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, right? So somebody wants you to be a part of their team, right? Here we have High Priestess, right? So somebody wants you to be a part of their team. But remember, the devil is in the detail, and the devil is tricky. So if you can look at it this way, for those of you all, the enemy taking the Savior up to the mountaintop during a fast and saying, here, I'm going to give you all of these things if you would just join, if you would just bow down, right? It's as if you haven't, this right here, this hangman right here, as if you and your ancestors have not already gone through enough humiliation rituals as it is. Your ancestors have been humiliated enough, for real. You have already gone through enough humiliation rituals. Now they're trying to make, if your kids or your parents going through humiliation, if it's your parent, anybody they can get through, whoever these energies can get through. And so what are they trying to attack, Source, besides trying to attack people's family members? Because the devil is tricky. The devil is very, very tricky, trying to play tricks on people's mind. What are they trying to attack? What are they trying to attack? Because they want you a part of their team bad. It's almost like somebody's trying to recruit you bad. This is where your ego cannot get involved. That's why I keep trying to tell. I'm telling y'all, it's been coming through so strong in my readings, Leo. Source is trying to get somebody to listen. You have a lot. Somebody got some ideas about something. You got a new project coming up. New something. Either a new romance, a new project. But this also is willpower. You're going to have to exhibit great willpower. Yeah. Because some energies are trying to do something behind your back. It's like you're looking out of a window, and we're talking about expansion, right? Remember in your previous video, Leos, I talk about people, they thinking too small. They thinking too small, right? You thinking expansion. It's like y'all not the same. Y'all not on the same frequency. They don't know how to use their fire. And here you are, your idea is as big as the sun in the sky. And they walking around with sunscreen on and sunglasses with sun hats on, because they like, oh my God, okay, they dreaming too big. I'm gonna need them to tone it down a bit. No, I need y'all to turn it up some more, for real, because these energies are starting to see, okay, what can we attack? Because we want to partner. See, this when people want to make a deal with the devil, they always, listen, y'all, they always got to come around the side door. They can never come up Front Street, because you're dealing with energies that do stuff in the dark. They're always on the dark side of emotions. They got to catch people when they're at a low point, so they attack everything. They attack your mind if you let them, but you so clear-headed, because this is right here, Ace of Swords. You so clear-headed, it's not even funny. You can't get no clear-headed than this. If you get any more clear-headed than this, Leo, your head would be invisible. Somebody's ex was on an assignment. Look, they were on an assignment, but somebody now knows that you're clear about your assignment here, that source for your purpose, that source put you here on planet Earth. They want to come back into your space. They know it's a heck no all day long. And they like, okay, who in the world can we use to get in? How can we get in? How can we get in? Who? I got to put together a team. Knight of Cups. But here's the thing. I got to get, because they looking for you to save them. But here's the thing. The curse is broken. So they couldn't get through you. So now, like I said, I don't want to be redundant here. Couldn't get through you. Because they on such a low frequency, they always think something new in your life has to involve sex. Just so we're crystal clear. Whether you're married or not. For them, they always think it has to, because that's the frequency they're on. A new love interest for you literally could be you starting a new business. But that's not how they think. Because they're so used to, they don't understand the transformed you. That's what the death rebirth card is about. They haven't risen above the judgment. You've risen above the judgment of them. They haven't risen above the judgment of you. Remember, Pluto is retrograde. They haven't risen above the judgment of you. They attach you with their demons. That's a karmic cycle because they haven't resolved something within themselves. Somebody's still lusting after you. There's that number. See that number 8? So that's right there. 8 is the karmic number. That's where your strength has to come in. No matter how meek you are, you're going to have to exhibit willpower. Now, how many ideas you may have, because these people putting wild ideas in people's heads. Wild ideas. Exhibit strength. And I'm telling y'all, if they cannot come through you, they will come through anybody that is who doesn't know any better. I'm telling y'all, protect your kids. Protect your parents, whoever that's connected to you. If they're going through a major life cycle where their mood may be low, they could be around a bunch of other energy vampires, bullies, in whatever sense. Yeah, I got all the information on my social media page. This is where you really turn up and teach them how to pour into themselves. If they're young adult, teach them how to pour into themselves. Flush it out so they can identify it immediately. That's right. Because the triangulation has begun. The triangulation has begun, y'all. Somebody's ex, because they feel like they have been now completely cut off from you because you're not returning phone calls, because now people have awoken because the curse is now broken. Now they feel like they have completely been cut off from you. Now here comes the triangulation. Turning you against somebody else that you love. Just drama. You would think all this energy and work somebody would go sit down in the therapist's office. But that's not what they're doing. The triangulation is too easy. So they'd rather put together a team of people behind your back to create more chaos and confusion to stop your expansion. And again, let's see what other ways they're trying to do it. Tower. Because they're going through a tower moment. They're having a total recall, but so have you. And the more they double down and try to stop your expansion, the more you double down and start expanding. Okay? You ain't playing. You are not freaking playing. It's not about a new love interest. This is about your legacy. This is about all the work that your ancestors freaking put in. You don't have time to be playing mind games with people who trying to, dip in and out of people's dream state. So yeah, you're in a very vulnerable state right now, but you're not playing. You're not playing games. Their arms are too short to box with God, for real. They too short to box with God, and you on top of all of it. They coming through people's kids. And I'm telling y'all, that's how remote viewing happens. It's like literally remote. They have to come in through very remote. And so they're using some people who were in the military, or they still could be in the military. Somebody could either still currently be in the military, or they used to be in the military. I mean, I'm saying that because I'm also a veteran myself, but Source is trying to help somebody to see, once people realize that it's really over, I'm talking about over, by any means necessary, everything except going to sit themselves down in a therapist's office and talking to somebody and saying, hey, you know what? I need to resolve something within myself. I really, because they feel like people are harshly judging them. And guess what? That's why Source keeps calling y'all to your North Node. Anybody that's judging you for answering a call in your life, I guarantee they have no room to judge, because by the time Source keeps exposing, people's past that keeps judging people, you're going to sit there and look at yourself like you said, well, hold on. All of this acting like somebody just so above this and that, Source is balancing everybody out. Source is balancing out the entire universe. Two energies did something behind your back, already proved that they were your enemies, and they're constantly doing stuff. But you're on top of everything. You're on top of all of it. They already did something with a religious organization. A religious organization does not necessarily mean it is a church, just so we're crystal clear, or a mosque or a temple. They could have principles, like they could be a part of a society where they open up with prayer, close with prayer, that kind of thing. But somebody's actually praying on you. They want you to be a part of some kind of, they see you expanding. They see you aligning with people who have an expansive mentality. Basically, what they're seeing you align with or watch, Leos, are very much people like my channel, like people who would be afraid of somebody operating in their light. For real, let's be realistic here. Who would see another person operating in their purpose? It actually benefits the entire planet when you answer the call in your life. We are not each other's gods. It actually benefits the entire planet when people answer the call. I can't call you to purpose because I'm not your God, but Source can, the Creator can. I wouldn't want to be somebody's God. Now, I'm trying to focus on my life and my calling. Child, who has time to be somebody else's God? That's just too much work. That's exhausting. Anyway, so yeah. Guess what? This is in reverse. 5 of Pentacles. That's in reverse now. Yeah. Oh, shucks. I'm telling y'all. Listen, some things have changed. It's on and popping around here now. Because, see, y'all getting y'all strength back. See, you getting your strength back because you used to be 5 of Pentacles upright. You used to be a person who just like, I didn't really know my worth. I felt like I had to turn down. But see, that's why I teach the way I teach on my channel. I'm telling y'all, Leos, Source needs y'all to get in position for real to answer the call in your lives, because whatever it is that some energies try to do to make you, your inner child, or your kids or parents or whoever made you somebody feel worthless, somebody's like, you know what? She right. Turn down for what? Why in the world am I turning down for energies that's not my God? I wouldn't even take advice from certain energies. Like, for real, like the energies that's been hating on you from day one after all the sacrifices your ancestors made. Again, turn down for what? See, this is in reverse, meaning that you know your worth and your value now. They the ones that's on the outside, not you. But you're healing from the pain that they caused. They can never. When I say never, because they're in a crisis right now. They shouldn't have never, for real, Leos, they shouldn't have never let that 5 of Pentacles go in reverse for you. Because it's on and popping. You hear what I'm saying? It's on and popping. That triangulation ain't going to work. Because you see things from a higher frequency. Something about the LGBTQIA plus community. So they could be trying to use, or I mean, just everything. Everything. Be trying to, and you know that the devil is a liar. You know that the devil is a liar. So, whatever. Even if that was your past, even if you dibbled and dabbled, whatever, it don't really matter. Even if your kids thought about it, whatever, they can't use none of that because we're not each other's gods. They are not your creator. They're not your creator. Right? And you don't need to be ruthless. I keep trying to tell you, when you talk about slaying demons, why would you be worried about slaying somebody else's demons when you focus on slaying your own? I did another reading where I told to have no mercy on your enemies. But I'm talking about the enemies within. See, they think on the outside because they still looking for source on the outside when source actually resides within. So turn down for what? You're free. They could say you was the biggest freak in the world. It wouldn't even matter. Oh, I got video footage from back in your college days. Okay, and now all you're doing is reminding me, one, of why I cut you off, because you walk around holding people's past against them as if you're their God, you're the judge, jury, and the executioner. But then also, two, you let me know how far God has brought me. So thank you for reminding me. Now get out of my face. No, just kidding. But you know what I'm saying. Like this, they should have never let this card turn in reverse. But now since we're here, turn down for what? You ain't turning down. You are not turning down. Watch how they watch your smoke. Because you're not a fool. You're not boo-boo or the fool. You don't have a stamp on your head. You're not playing game. All you did was decide, hey, I need to increase my learning. That's all I need to do. So thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, comment. And, of course, if you're cruising on through, subscribe. This is what I'm talking about. You've gone through enough dark nights of the soul. You're in light high priestess energy. You're in light high priestess energy. If somebody trying to come sideways at you, no, you ain't trying to join nothing. You're going to have to come up Front Street. I need everything laid out. What is this? You should be able to ask questions, hands raised, all of that. No. All of that. That's what the sun is about. Hello? That is what the sun is about. The sun exposes, the sun sits behind the moon. The moon is about secrets. It's no secrets. Your ancestors already made too many sacrifices. For you don't need to be no illusions and delusions. That's the devil. No, you need complete and total clarity. If somebody's ex, still has some kind of feelings for you and feel some kind of way, why they got to keep going through back door? Ex-friend, ex-love interest, whomever. If you with your new person, okay, they need to go find somebody else. You with your new person. Leave that alone. Just like they wanted people to leave y'all alone when y'all was together. If you with your new person, they need to leave it alone. They need to leave it alone. Yeah, so here's the Magician card. You don't need that kind of confusion. You don't need to be all tied up in no confusion. You ain't doing stuff for just looks. You're not doing stuff for outer appearance. No, you're not about that life. Nope. You're not about no secret life, no nothing. Trying to get caught up. See this number, this right here, there's an 8 to the side right here. You don't want that kind of confusion. You all about complete and total clarity. And see, this 8 also lets me know that now that somebody is about, initiating change, and you're a person who knows your worth and your value. You're not at a low frequency anymore. You're not turning down ever for anybody ever again. You know how to pour into yourselves. It's like in hindsight, these look like eyes, right? You said that you had eyes in the back of your head. Like, in hindsight, I wish I had known better. But now you do. Why you got to make the same sacrifices your ancestors made when they already made the sacrifices? You just going to keep repeating karmic cycles, coming back to the different body in a different lifetime, repeating the same cycles. It's like somebody keeps taking their ancestors through the same process, generation after generation after generation after generation, of just like having this deja vus. Keep picking up the same kind of karmic relationships, where they keep astral projection and remote viewing to see if you're going to figure it out. This time you figured it out. So your next love interest will make you happier, and you're grateful. That's what you speak it into existence right now. God, I'm just so grateful, God, that's all behind me now. I'm so clear-headed. I'm telling you, you're so clear-headed, your head look like a piece of glass. For real. All this madness, but your peace is paramount. They should have never let that 5 of Pentacles get upright. Yeah, they're trying to attack people's money. Anytime, trying to attack people's money. So yeah, don't forget to Because they're attacking readers too, right? So emotions are running high. Of course they are. They're attacking readers too. Oh, don't watch that page. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know this and that. Okay. Right. Okay. Leos, don't turn down your light for anybody. You can't help that you was born on the day that you was born on, and you're ruled by the sun. That's all I can tell you. You don't have to listen to me. You don't even have to subscribe to this page. It would be nice. You don't have to comment. It would be nice, right? We're part of a collective community that likes to keep people enlightened over here on these parts. Just like there's a lot of other readers who do the same thing that I do. So we really, I can't speak for everybody else, but I know I sincerely appreciate you tuning into this channel. I love, what I do, enlightening you all. Thank you all for the love, the comments, the donations, all the things that you all give. Y'all know who I'm talking to. Y'all send me stuff, private text messages and stuff like that. I appreciate all the love. But like I said, you got some energies who are trying to stay connected through whomever they feel like is going through major life changes and could be feeling low, at the moment. So I don't care if you got 10 kids. Whoever has the lowest emotion, like feelings of lowest self-worth, those are the ones that's under the greatest attack. So check in. If you got parents that's dealing with depression, or they feeling low around certain, maybe what's coming up. Mother's Day is coming up, or just around any holiday, because I know I'm talking to people all over the world, and people could be missing people or whatever the case may be. Pray for them. Pray for people. I'm telling y'all, because when people feel like they have been cut off directly from you and they feel like the cycle ended too soon, they will try to play your God by any means necessary, and that means getting through whomever they can. And so sources like, now that you've come into the knowledge that your ancestors already made the sacrifice, no, that sunlight needs to be turned up on high, for real. Yeah, that's how they trying to come in. That's just how they trying to come in. And these energies will sacrifice anybody. They may not have access to sacrifice them in the physical realm. Y'all hear what I'm saying? They will sacrifice them in the spiritual realm. So let me give somebody an example. Let's say they realize that you can't be touched because you're the one you broken a generational cycle chain and curse. You ain't turning down for nobody. These energies will sacrifice anybody that's connected to you to stay in a chain, like stay in a loop. Stay in the loop, okay, y'all? Stay in the loop. That's this right here. Stay in this loop. It looks like a chain. You chain all of this together. Like stay in the loop. Stay in the family. Let's keep it in the family. But somehow they forgot how much hell they cause, whoever these energies are, how much hell they cause doing stuff behind your back. Some of these energies took y'all to court behind y'all back, and it was two of them. They did, like just teaming up on you, doing the absolute worst but now, like I said before, they're in a crisis, and they doing everything they possibly can. So drink your water, because we got fire out here too that can cause you to be you're already a fire sign. Drink your water. Drink your water. Be near water. Listen to water sounds. All of those things. But that's how they'll come in, because this is also sacral chakra. This is also fluid. This is an exchange, a very powerful exchange. So if they cannot physically do this to you or do this to somebody that you love, they'll come in through a dream state. Shake it off. Wake up. Go for a walk. That's what I have for you, Leos. Hopefully this is helpful. Let me pull out my... Give me a second. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up my Egyptian deck. Any last messages, source? Any last messages, source, for my Leos? Any last messages for my Leos? Any last messages for my Leos? Mm. Mm. Yeah. Okay. So, I think I'm gonna start teaching more Egyptology on my channel, or Kemet as well, with this. But there's definitely a change in secrets here. Definitely a change in secrets here. So there's a lot of meaning, to this particular card here. But there's definitely a change in some secrets here. Looking at um, your reading. Let me just look at this card here. So you have several things going on here, but this right here is really a rebirth happening here. So 1 and 8 is 9, and this Egyptian deity holds spiritual meaning related to creation, rebirth, and the cycle of life, right? And so it kind of goes along. Where's the card here? It goes along with, like I said, moon, right? So again, somebody may have a Pisces in their bloodline, or you could have something having to do with your 12th house, right? So 12th house is like the ending of secrets. The ending of secrets meaning just kind of sort of like the ending of, these sacrifices. Like your ancestors have already sacrificed enough. They've sacrificed, creating these stories around, okay, somebody had a dream about fish, somebody must be pregnant, okay, pretending like it's not psychic gifts. There's so many different types of psychic gifts. Or I had a dream about a number, or I'm going to buy a house according to whatever the address is, or the secret codes of this and that. Somebody is like now saying, okay, this is out in the open. I'm not living a secret life anymore. And so I'm going to date who I want to date. I'm going to love who I want to love. I'm not going to turn down anymore. I'm going to be in my full, authentic Leo self. I'm going to learn how to pour into myself. I'm going to learn, my loved ones' energy around me. I got bigger things that I'm focusing on. I don't have time to be connected to an energy who doesn't want to do the energy work. That's one. And then another is somebody who wants to keep themselves. Y'all know what I'm saying. Whatever. So somebody's in a crisis right now, and they're trying to attack somebody who, they're basically trying to make. Remember, the devil is playing tricks on your mind. Okay, keep this in mind. So it's really, how can I explain this to somebody? We're gonna have to go ahead and turn this camera off. If you have kids, even if they're adult kids, it can give the illusion and confusion that your kids are, because they could be confused because their water is low. But as soon as you learn how to pour back into them, you're going to start seeing them slowly come back to their normal self, okay? That's one. You're going to start slowly seeing, okay, they know how to, you're going to start feeling the confidence and just like, okay, they know how to pour into themselves. I'm teaching them how to pour into themselves. It's like you're going to spend a little bit extra time teaching everybody in your household how to pour into each other. And you're going to start slowly but surely seeing everybody come back to themselves, right? Because this energy really doesn't have any, think about this, the devil doesn't have any, it appeals to your flesh, your lower self, right? And that's what somebody is learning how to do. It's like, okay, let's forget all the secret mess here. We don't have to pretend like everybody for real get along. People going to judge you regardless. Well, let's not act like people don't have a past. Every freaking planet, every human being on planet Earth has a past. So that's what I'm saying. You're above all of that. You're busy operating in purpose, and you're trying to help everybody connected to you operate in theirs. There is no competition, and that's the end of that. You're operating in a spirit of love. As far as the only enemy you have is the enemy within, and that's it. That's it. You're not trying to fight with anybody. You cutting out all the nonsense. Y'all get my point, Leos? That's what I have for you, and that's it. Bye.